Have you ever looked at your finances and just thought to yourself, I make a good salary, so why does it feel like I'm just treading water? Well, if that sounds familiar, you are definitely not alone. This feeling, this financial unease, even when you're making supposedly good money, is exactly what we're diving into today. We're going to unpack why doing okay feels so incredibly fragile right now.
And this quote right here, it just nails it, doesn't it? The change we're all feeling isn't some big dramatic explosion. It's this quiet, slow dissolution, like ice melting in a drink. You don't see it happen moment by moment, but eventually you look down and realize the whole thing is changed. The very texture of economic life is different, even if we're still using the same old labels like middle class.
So yeah, this is the core question for millions of us. You could be hitting all the traditional benchmarks of success, right? A steady job, a decent paycheck, but that feeling of security, of having any kind of a buffer, it just isn't there. So let's really dig into the structural reasons why that feeling is so widespread.
To really get what's changed, we first have to understand what the old promise even was. For generations, being middle class wasn't just about an income number, it was about a kind of social contract, a predictable path forward in life. This was the playbook, and here's the crucial thing. This contract never promised you'd be rich or live in luxury. Not at all. What it promised was stability. It promised that if you play by these rules, you could build a secure, predictable life. And today, that very predictability, well, that's become the new luxury.
So if the problem isn't just the number on your paycheck, then what is it? The real issue, the one that truly explains that feeling of constant pressure, is the collapse of something called margin.
So what is margin exactly? It's not just leftover cash at the end of the month. It's your breathing room. It's the financial and honestly the psychological space you have after all your essential bills are paid. Think of it as the buffer zone that separates a stable life from a precarious one.
In the real world, this is what margin actually looks like. It's the difference between your car breaking down and it being an annoyance versus a full-blown catastrophe that wrecks your entire month. It's the ability to actually think about the future, to plan, without being totally consumed by just getting through today. When you lose that margin, you're not really building a life anymore. You're just managing a crisis in slow motion.
Okay, so why is this margin just disappearing? I can tell you it's not because everyone suddenly got bad with money. It's the result of these massive structural shifts in our economy. We're going to break down 5 of the key forces behind what we're calling the Great Squeeze.
First up, the whole game of how you build wealth has fundamentally changed. It used to be that getting a high-paying job was your ticket. That was the path. But now, real wealth, the kind that creates security, comes from owning assets, things like real estate or stocks that grow in value on their own. If you're only relying on your salary, you're basically trying to climb a ladder while someone else is riding an escalator.
The second shift? We've moved from a culture of ownership to a culture of access. I mean, think about it. Your music, your movies, your software, sometimes even your car. We own less and we subscribe more. And here's the catch. Ownership can build wealth over time. Access just builds dependency and a never-ending list of monthly bills that drain your account.
Third, the very value of our skills is changing. Jobs that were once rock-solid gateways to the middle class are being totally transformed. Because of automation and global competition, having a specialized skill doesn't automatically guarantee you the same job security or the power to negotiate for better pay that it did a generation ago.
Fourth, we've got the geography trap. This one's a killer. The best-paying jobs are increasingly clustered in just a handful of super expensive cities. So it creates this impossible choice, right? You either move to a city with great opportunities and get absolutely crushed by the cost of living, or you live somewhere affordable and struggle to find a job that allows you to grow. Either way, your margin gets squeezed. And finally, the cost of just participating in modern society has exploded. Things that used to be luxuries, high-speed internet, a smartphone, a college degree, they're not luxuries anymore. They are the basic requirements to get a job and function in the world. So while your income might be inching up, the cost of the standard issue life is sprinting ahead.
So, when you combine all 5 of these squeezes, the impact isn't just on your bank account. It creates this profound psychological shift. And this brings us to what you could call the anxiety economy, the emotional toll of living without a safety net, without any margin for error. Visually, what's happening is that our economy is stretching. You have more wealth concentrating at the very, very top, and you have more people living in a constant state of financial fragility near the bottom.
That dense, stable center, the middle, it's getting squeezed and hollowed out from both ends.
And the psychological result of this is massive. The defining feeling of being middle class used to be security, this sense of being established. Now, for so many people, the defining feeling is one of being temporary. There's this constant low-grade anxiety that your stability is conditional, that it could all be taken away at any moment.
So what does all of this really add up to? It leads to a pretty provocative idea. The middle class isn't actually disappearing. Instead, it's being quietly reclassified. And this, right here, is the whole story in a nutshell. The name, the label middle class, we still use it all the time. But the substance of what it describes, the stability, the margin, the predictability, that has been fundamentally changed. We're using an old word for a new and much more precarious reality.
You know, historically, a broad and stable middle class didn't just happen by magic. It was built on these solid foundations. When wages actually keep up with how much the economy is growing, when normal people can realistically afford to own a piece of the pie, and when basic essentials are affordable, that's when you create the conditions for margin to exist. Without these things, it just evaporates.
This just brings us right back to that feeling we started with. It so perfectly captures the whole thing. That quiet sense that even when things are technically okay on paper, the ground underneath you feels shaky. That feeling of fragility is the sound of the middle thinning out.
So, this leaves us with the ultimate question to think about. Maybe the challenge isn't about saving some nostalgic label from the past. Maybe the real question is about looking at the very structure of our economy and asking, how do we rebuild a system where a predictable, stable life with some breathing room isn't seen as a luxury, but as a reasonable expectation? That's the real problem we have to solve.